question, Daryl, I would bring up the fact that, like you hinted at, the entire year is based on the Christian beliefs and the way that we count years and the way that we count uh, everything from the last couple thousands of years of existence
Yeah.
for us is centered around a Christian belief.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So the events throughout our year are based on this, and they're kind of treated as the baseline
Yeah.
in a sense. It's like it's a bias, or rather you pretend that vanilla flavor is Christian,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then adding other things on top or other flavors. That's the
It's
other.
extra. Yeah, it's extra
He's
stuff.
implying that the baseline is
Mm.
is Christianity, and that's also something that relates to how some governments treat religious symbols.
Mm.
For example, you guys know that here in Quebec, we had the Premier François Legault
Yeah.
passing a bill about religious symbols, right? About wearing the hijab.
Yeah. Or Catholic crosses in terms of
So that's the thing. Concerning what happened here, when he said this, he exempted the crucifix
Yeah.
that was in the legislative room.
Yeah.
So there is a cross, right? That's hung in that room,
yeah.
and he specifically said, "Oh, but that's been there. That's our thing, though. It's part of the deco. We're keeping that one."
Well, yeah, it's very
Got
much
a lot of people pissed.
it's very much oriented, very aimed at a specific demographic.
Yeah,
It's Islamophobia, man. I can't really, you can't really like go
can't
around
dance
it.
around it.
Yeah, you can't dance around it. It's Islamophobia.
Yeah, because of course they're disproportionately aimed by this type of bill because Christians aren't mandated to wear anything.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's specifically things they wear, so it's specifically aimed at them. So
Like
a
the
lot-
problem wasn't around like before. Exactly. Like Phil is right. Like even way before the hijab and like mosques have been a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like in the beginning there was no problem. It's just it was later on that it became an issue. But like Christian symbols and stuff were already there from the get go. But nobody raised any issues about that. Nobody said no. Nobody said no. Like what about others? You know, nobody raised that question. It's just that as soon as like Islam grew in the Western countries, they started to bring the issues like, oh, like we shouldn't have religious symbols displayed on that. We should start caring about people's feelings. I mean, it has nothing to do with it. It's just you don't want us to be there. That's the
it's like-
base thing. You know, you
I find-
just want us.
I find it very ironic how like those because they're basically taking from the original French people that colonized this place, and so I feel like their whole entire sort of their entire history. He's like, oh yeah, we founded this place. They completely
it's not.
disregarded all of the animalist people that were living here beforehand, the natives. They're like, yeah, no, okay.
we
were the
brought
first
faith.
people.
We created this land.
We created this land. It's like it's such a like a weird nationalistic, but it has nothing to do with like it's put in the wrong place because like you didn't colonize shit. It was just sort of like, well,
It's
you didn't
tyranny.
own shit. You didn't own shit. Yeah, you took it from someone else.
Yeah.
And said, this is mine, and then their butt hurt because the English said, you thought this was yours. Hey, yo, what are you talking
Hey.
about?
Said, let's do the same.
And then yeah, so now it's the whole even like the loi 101. It's very much like oriented towards like a specific demographic because it's sort of like, oh, you want to preserve the French language. It's like, okay, first of all, French language ain't going nowhere. Like you can't really like France is we're there. Okay, France is fine.
Yeah, that don't go anywhere. What the fuck?
At the same time, like it's like just because you're saying hi, like the whole bonjour hi issue. That was
Mhm.
fucking hilarious because like saying hi is such a discriminatory thing. It's like, oh my god, you're against the French culture.
You have to say bonjour first, huh? You have to say bonjour first before the hi, man.
How
And
dare
they have
you?
to make you say that.
To be fair, it has a better ring, but yeah, They do really want you to put
Honestly, the ring is because like we got used to like saying bonjour. But if we were used to saying hi bonjour, I swear to God, it would have sounded the same.
But the funny thing is, it reminds me a lot of like it's a good analogy is like when the Habs lose,
Mhm.
they're always like, no, we're next year we'll beat the shit out of you. Next year we'll win. And then they don't win.
next
Yo,
year,
yo,
the Luis
yo,
Jar is gonna come
next-
back to life.
This
And
guy
next
cheated.
year
This guy
comes
cheated. Yo, you guys had Crosby, bro. That's bullshit. You know what I
Yo,
mean?
the ref was on in this. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah, bro. I swear, if the last game was a home game, bro, it would have been
Man.
done.
Shit, man.
Bro.
Yo,
But yeah, this is the thing. Like, I feel like it's misplaced. The whole idea of being independent from religion. This whole idea of like, oh, cleansing the whole religion out of like this nation is sort of like a I guess a bad rep, because ultimately this is what created the nation in the first place.
yeah, it's a multicultural country anyway from the beginning. Like, why would you strip its colors away? Like,
Yeah,
it's
so you're
not
stripping
right.
the very essence of why it is unique as a country.
Like, you should be embracing it.
Yeah, I feel like there's also like we mentioned this, but it's subterfuge. I don't think they genuinely want
Well, yeah.
that party in question.
Yeah.
I don't believe they want to erase every Christian imagery and
No, they wanna-
No,
It's
that will
just
never happen.
cover. It's a way to make it seem reasonable. Because if you just say like, I want like every religious symbol or belief to be equally treated, that's fair. So then the next step for them is to say, so none of them will be present, but they make that the ruling in so that it disproportionately affects some beliefs.
Yeah.
So obviously, they don't want to treat them the same.
No.
Yeah,
That's what they said. Like, oh, we'll just keep whatever was there already.
You know, the Christian cross has some.
Yeah, it was there already.
that's
It looks good right there. Yeah.
To be honest, like,
Don't it?
it looks nice. It has a nice aesthetic to it.
I like the shape.
But I think the sad thing about it is.